First of all, I think that from the government perspective, we shouldn't prohibit everything. But I think we should more invest on education. First of all, AI came here to stay with us. It won't disappear. AI is a hype now. Everybody is trying to get use of the AI. So maybe, as you know, 100% of the Estonian public services are digitalized. So from last year until last year, there was one service that wasn't digitalized. It was a divorce. So now you can divorce electronically as well.
Digitalizing divorce.
And now there is a lot of content which is generated by AI. But maybe from the future perspective, we start to value more the content that is generated by humans.
Welcome to another episode of AI Ranch, where we navigate wild west of AI, business, government, policy, and we are traveling around European countries. Today we are in Estonia with a very special guest, Viktoria Bo, strjak-Butorina, and she is the driving force behind real-time economy in Estonia, in Ministry Economics and Communications. And she is focusing on enabling manual processes such as reporting, accounting, and all sorts of other manual processes in business to be digitalized and automated for small businesses, for all sorts of businesses, and cutting the red tape. So I'm really excited. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for the invitation.
So myself, I've been working and advising some government agencies on national AI strategies and some data strategies in IT structures, but I not yet fully grasped the real-time economy concept. Can you please explain what it is and where it fits into the whole picture?
The real-time economy concept is itself, maybe it's not that new, but so for mass adoption, it really sounds like something new, and many people really ask the question, so when you talk that you are working with real-time economy, so what it really is. First of all, the real-time economy concept is an ecosystem, digital ecosystem, where all transactions, economic transactions between the parties, as well as the data exchange from businesses to government, are replaced with automatic, digital, structured in a machine-readable way. So it means that all the data flows are done behind on the background, and that businesses do not have to do any manual work. So all the papers are replaced with the automatic data flows. So something that you cannot really see, but it's happening.
Can you give us some example of that, how it practically before and after?
So maybe the most widespread example, e-invoicing, and actually it is one of the real-time economy solutions that companies are adopting. So when I sent an invoice, so mostly how it was done previously. For example, when I started my career, some of the invoices came in the through mail service in the envelopes. So you open the envelope, there is a paper, so there is an invoice, and you have to input the data manually. After that, with the email adoption, so the invoices started to came by email as PDFs, but you still had to do the manual work. And also from the business perspective, so that was the beginning of my career in the logistics company, and you get the invoice, so you have to check whether did you really ordered it, whether the sum are correct. And this invoice on paper has to reach the accountant. where the accountant has to get the confirmation maybe from the CEO that you can pay this invoice. So it's a little bit like more complicated process. And sometimes when the people go to vacations or maybe to sick leave, so some invoices stay on their tables, and maybe through going through this complicated process of traveling from one table to another, so they get lost or something, and sometimes there is unhappy vendor who didn't get paid. With e-invoicing, it is very simple. So you, for example, I as a seller, I have to issue an invoice. I input the data in my software system, and I press the button, and this invoice within like seconds, mostly it's within seconds or minutes, arrives to my partner's software. So my partner doesn't have to open envelopes, input data manually. So it's already here, so it's already there, and they can start processing it.
Do you have some kind of centralized system in Estonia with tax authorities, or is it still very ad hoc right now?
At the moment, so we have the so-called four-corner model. We do not have the tax authorities somewhere in between. So we have the roaming between different invoicing operators. And if I want to send an invoice, so I can get this information from the business registry. So in the business registry, if I want to accept invoices, I can make a tick, so I can accept invoices. And then my partner can get this information from there and to send an invoice as an invoice. And also some softwares, they are gone a little bit a step forward. So they made an integration with the business registry, so getting this information from there. So the users doesn't have to check from the business registry. So they have the button activated automatically if their partner is also accepting invoices.
Okay, and how does the Estonian government authorities motivate or organize, or like do you have some kind of registry where you see all of the APIs or all the integrations or all the services which are provided by private companies, government entities? What is the way how to plug into this real-time economy? Like if I have some business process I would like to start automating.
Yes, first of all, if we're talking about the e-invoicing, so this is the roaming between the electronic invoice operators. So the government doesn't interfere there anyhow. If we are, and this is only e-invoicing. If we are talking about more complex solutions, maybe if I would like to exchange some order data, electronic way bills or something else, so there are also different solutions, but mostly and they use different models, but we as a government do not interfere there anyhow. Our main point is that the market should regulate itself. So the governments interfere should be as less as possible and as much as needed. Okay,
but then what's your role? Like, what are some active topics you're working on in this real-time economy?
In the real-time economy concept, we have, we defined it, 3 pillars. First pillar is data creation. So this is the way how we create data. And our aim here is that the businesses would create the data straight away in their software systems. Also that it would help them further to share this information in machine-readable way. So what is our role here is that we set the develop taxonomies, data standards, and so on. And the second pillar is the data sharing. So as I said, so the first step is the prerequisite for another one, where the businesses can share the data business to business or business to government in a machine readable way. So here we are talking also about the APIs and the technical standards. And the ministry role here is more policy making. That this would be also safe, trustworthy, and so on. And the third pillar is the value-added services. So if we have created the data, which is quality data, structured, then we share data. So then out of this data we can also make better decisions, can develop different applications that help businesses to make better decisions. And this is also the prerequisite for like a larger data economy, where the businesses can sell, share the information and the data, and get paid for their data as well.
Okay, I read somewhere that you also either work or try to strategize or plan something called proactive services. So what is that, and do you have any examples of that?
Yes, proactive services is when the government offers you some services where you can be interested in or maybe needed by you. Of course, you can go to the internet and the like agencies' self-services and their websites, and to search for this information. However, in case of like proactive services, so the service finds you itself. And
how it finds me, like an email or starts calling me?
Yeah, that's a good question. And but if to think about the real-time economy, so the real-time economy and the data is also the prerequisite for that the services would find you in the right way. For example, so the governments offer sometimes like benefits or grants for companies, for that the companies could like develop their businesses and grow their businesses. And finding this information may be a little bit of a struggle, and some different conditions and so on. And for example, this would work in this way. If I am the company from agriculture sector, I can't see some grants that maybe are designed for IT sector and vice versa. And for this, we have the state portal called esti.ee, so it literally means Estonia.ee. And there is also a view for the citizens, where the citizens can get the information of the services and to change their information, maybe the contact email address, and some way of other information. And there is also view for entrepreneur view. If I have a business, if I'm a business owner and the board member, so I can log into this portal and I can see the services that are relevant to me. So this is only the one example, but of the grants and benefits.
So, but these grants and benefits, we talked to some Estonian founders that even moved to Estonia and started building companies here. They don't know a lot, and then you register a company, and then you start receiving in email some recommended programs they could join. Is that the way how it works?
This is the way how it works now, but from future perspective, so when they start the company, so they also can log in to this portal and get all the relevant information from there. Also, for example, from the e-invoicing, maybe some accounting softwares. Also, we have this state accounting software that you can use literally for free until some amount of transactions. So the starting business can start using also this one.
So the government provides some kind of accounting software that I assume is integrated with tax authority, right?
Yes, they are going towards that to integrate. However, if we are talking about the real-time economy and the real-time economy pilots, so we have the one of the aim and the biggest focus is the data-driven reporting, which should help the businesses to reduce the administrative burden. And one of the pilots is connected to this software. So literally from this year, if you're a micro entrepreneur, so it means that you have a little bit simplified annual report structure. And if you're using, first of all, this state software and some couple of other softwares that have integrations with the new data bridge solution, so you just send the data, and our business registry makes the annual reporting for you. Yes.
So you don't even need a pay accountant to make a yearly tax authority report if you're a certain size company here in Estonia. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly like tax authority report, but it's the annual report that companies should present to the business registry.
Excellent. So this is one of the pilots. Do you have some other interesting pilots where we can learn something, or you're very early yet with all of this?
We also have some other minor pilots. For example, in the agriculture sector. So also the agriculture companies have to provide reports as well, and in a sense of the livestock data and some field data, so how much the fertilizers they're using. So they can provide this information or the reporting also in a machine-readable way. And there are a couple of software providers, so Estonian local ones, who made the integrations, and and their customers can use it.
Yeah, I assume there is at least I see the opportunity for AI and generative AI is there as well. Imagine that you have not some kind of forms or third party, even if the third party softwares, some let's say chat interface or something where let's say this agricultural business maybe don't know exactly how to fill in some field, and it can explain and gather data in a way that the person fully understands what needs to go where. Like, what kind of AI initiatives do you see where it fits well in all of this structure?
Mm-hmm. Well, this is one way how to use AI. So in Estonia, if the business submitted the information once to some of the one of the agencies, so agencies already share the information between themselves. It is made possible due to X-Road, so the transportation data transportation layer that the agencies are using to share information between themselves, and software can also integrate with the X-Road. And if the software makes a pilot or development to share the information for agencies, so this is one of the obligatory conditions, so they have to integrate through X-Road. Maybe from the future perspective, there will be some kind of other possibilities. The same as the new one, data bridge that is built by Business Registry, but it's a little bit too soon to talk about it. So.
Why they don't use X-Road themselves in this project?
So the integration with X-Road for some smaller softwares can be a little bit costly due to they have to, yes, this integration have to meet very high security standards, and also they need a separate like server and so on, and also requires some like more experience. So it doesn't mean that the data bridge solution would be not secure or something like that. Of course it will be secured as well, but the integration from the technical perspective will be easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And which is also the benefit for smaller companies.
So you're saying as long as the private entities meet some of these standards, they could imagine all sorts of AI solutions and connect with these systems. But do the government agencies also have some initiatives or ideas how to use AI to enable either these reportings or validations or let's say like fraud detections or anything of that sort? Do you see something like that being implemented?
Yes, sure. And so the one thing that you mentioned, so when you, so AI can help to fill in the forms. From the data-driven reporting perspective and real-time economy concept, so the businesses doesn't have to fill in any forms at all. So all the data is transmitted on the background.
Already structured form.
Already structured form. We had discussions about so should we really put so much effort into structuring data and developing the taxonomies and so on. Maybe the AI could do that. I think possibly it could, but however, you have to invest the time to teach the AI how to understand your data. And as during this standardization, reporting data standardization process, so we see that it seems like two reports from different agencies, like from the at first glance, so it seems that they are the same, but actually behind that the needs of the agency are a little bit different, and and when you go deeper, so yeah, the thing that you see at first seems to be the same, but it's not actually the same. And so maybe the field like name can mean like for surname or for your first name. So it's also like
the universal kind of way it's difficult to achieve. At the same time, I have experienced some projects where previously, before Gen AI, it costs like even like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands euros to structure data, and now because of these technologies, you could structure data, let's say, for a few hundred euros even, like because most of the work can be done by these systems, and then just on top of this, there's a little bit of human work. So do you see also these kind of initiatives where the most of the data, I assume also in Estonia, needs to still be structured, and this kind of tool could help for that? What do you think?
Yes, sure. I think that to help structure the data, AI can help. We haven't used it in this way. However, if we talk about that, if we have all the data structured, and it's moving like on the backgrounds, and but with the use of AI, we can achieve the better decision making. For example, this AI is a hype now. Everybody is trying to get use of the AI. But for example, if your data in your business is not really sufficient and you want to make some kind of a forecast, maybe a sales forecast or something like that, and if you feed the AI not sufficient data, so how you can expect the really quality and sufficient forecast from that? So is that, like I said, like the first step is to really to get the habits to create data already originally in the digital and the structured way, and on top of that we can build also other services and make the existing services better, and we can make the use of AI also better. So as I said, if the data is not maybe quality, not correct, not sufficient, so we cannot expect the really good forecasting.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like I've seen that as well. You have unstructured data. You plug in these AI systems. You get structured data out, but then you have a lot of missing fields, basically, because nobody cared to like enter it in the first place, and it does make some problems. Same time, it's challenging to make it in a way that it does not disrupt the users of that data more than before. You know, like you want to make things easier, not harder. So that is a challenge. But then I read something about called Reporting 3.0. Mm-hmm. So can you tell what is that initiative and like what you're doing here with that?
So the Reporting 3.0, yes, this was an initiative between several agencies to start to structure the data. And the first sector where the data was structured was the salary and wages. However, this initiative maybe, like I would say, like ended, but out of this initiative has grown another initiative that our ministry is coordinating right now. So we call it Data-Driven Reporting Project. So the aim is to make the reporting process easier for the businesses. And we have right now there are 24 agencies involved, and in the near future maybe 2 or 3 will join also this initiative as well. But altogether there are 32 agencies who potentially could participate in this initiative. And also before this initiative started, by our ministry was done the analysis and the mapping how many reports in Estonia we have at all for the businesses, and
how many reports for business you need to do annually, for example. Do you know, like a ballpark?
Yes, can you guess?
Well, right, interesting. It depends on the size of business, but let's say I read somewhere that you try to help small businesses because there's lots of small businesses.
Yes.
So let's say for small business, I would hope it is not more than let's say 5-10, or is it like much worse?
From the big picture perspective, there are 421 reports, obligatory reports in Estonia.
Not every year.
Well, some of them are on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis.
Oh.
Yes. And when we talk about it, with some foreign delegations who are coming, so they say, "Oh, that's nothing." So we have worse. It doesn't mean that every business have to fill in this 400 reports. So it depends on the sector. It depends on the also size of the company. It depends whether you are you have the VAT number or not.
And the goal for the project is to automate all of these, or also reduce the number of reports?
First of all, automate, and where possible to cut the report amount. And we also succeeded in that. So when we are talking about the first step is the data standardization. And the agencies come together. For example, we have let's take an example, annual report financial annual report. So the agencies who who have the same data needs, they come together and start to discuss which data is needed, and to find the common grounds that to reduce the amount of the fields. And from this, the Reporting 3.0 initiative, where the salary and the wages data was standardized, so it gave the result that actually up to 90% of the fields can be reduced by replacing it with the dimensions.
Okay, so this is great vision. How close are we to that fully automation? Like, when we could expect that businesses could, not do these, let's say, tax reports manually or something?
Mm-hmm. So there is not like exact like day X when we just the day comes and everything is automated. We are doing it step by step because taking it at that big scale would be also a high risk. We are moving step by step at the moment. So as I mentioned, so the financial annual reports for micro enterprises is ready. Also the data exchange with the statistics department about the salary and wages. Also with our agriculture state registry for agriculture businesses. If to talk about the
so 2030 or sooner, what do you think?
A little bit sooner. So now we are focusing on the 400 is really big number. And first of all, we mapped out which reports are making the most of the administrative burden. So, and we mapped out 150 reports, so half of them is standardized from the data perspective. The next step is to create the technical capabilities for agencies to accept the data sets according to the new rules. And the other step is that software providers would come also and to create their integrations. And the last step is where the software provider users should start using. So it's a very also a complicated process. So the data standardization doesn't mean everything is solved. So the next steps are also to making the technical capabilities for agencies, for software providers, and also to teach the end users about it and to educate them. So this is the new way how they can exchange data with the governments and with the agencies. It
Makes
takes
sense.
time.
Makes sense, but I'm happy to see something like that working. The other aspect, so the data is like this new oil, new gold, and this is what AI is feeding off. Do you have some information on objectives and the way how Estonian government are planning to accelerate use of AI or introduce AI systems in public services or nationally? Any comment on that?
Mm-hmm. We also have AI initiatives that are not connected with the real-time economy concept. Estonia is not planning to have a separate AI legislation, but mostly to comply with the EU regulation.
You mean AI Act?
Yes, and go in that direction. And also we have some other initiatives, one of them called Bureaucracy. To help citizens to find information from the agency.
Scary name. Bureaucracy. You want to talk with bureaucrat, you have an AI agent.
I think like maybe in the name itself, maybe
it's a joke.
Yeah, it mostly like that. So maybe from the name you can feel that. So you want to talk to it like from with the bureaucracy, but the aim of that is actually to make it easier. And also, as I know, so some of AI solutions are used in courts to transcribe the speech and
sure.
And so on.
There are, like, we studied in national strategies back in Latvia, some other countries experience like the use case studies of different AI applications, public services, and we found like in the top with the highest return of investment, of course, the translation, transcription, the adaptivity for the accessibility. Like, for example, if somebody cannot read text, you can generate synthetic voice. Then for the email automations, chats, then for the document validations, call centers. So a lot of things totally make sense, and you're already doing some of those, right?
Yes, and this is not like the it goes like beyond the real-time economy, but yeah, we have agencies and ministries who are more involved into the use of AI on the like wide scale.
That's good. And we already touched a little bit EU AI Act, and there is a quite a difference in approach. Like Europeans try to regulate things, and then at the same time we don't live alone, and there's like Americans fully opposite, cut the red tape. Then Arab Emirates are also quite close. They have like huge investments, deregulation in AI. China, of course. So how do you see this regulation affecting the businesses here and in Europe, and is there a way out of this, or we will just be in this situation where we will have all of these additional burdens to implement AI?
Well, that's a very good question. So if we, for example, think about the electricity that we have here. So we, first of all, we do not really think how it works. We just like plug in our devices or just turn on the lights. But we do not really think about the infrastructure, any regulation, but we can assume that the power plants is very, and the energy, electricity is highly regulated area, and so we do not think about until it's gone. So, and the service providers, they have to also have the processes how to maintain their equipment, how to maintain how to reduce risks, for example, and just to provide the service undisrupted, and how to prevent disruptions, because it's very like critical sector for the whole of the society. I think that one day we will, in the AI perspective, we will also come to like higher regulation, but as we are at the very beginning. And I think we should keep the balance between the regulation and the possibility of innovation. From the EU Act perspective, I think it tries to keep the balance. For example, if we are talking about the citizens' data, also business critical data, public administration data, and and we use AI, so we have to be sure that the critical data won't go somewhere else, like. Or will be used on unwanted way.
Like what you're talking about is already one pain we already all endure, like the GDPR and physical person data processing laws that we have in Europe and not maybe in other places. But that's already something that people got used to that pain, still it is not optimal, like for example for training models for pseudo-anonymization, which in medicine, like if you anonymize too much, then the data becomes useless basically. So, and there should be changes to that law definitely, but regarding the AI Act, I think it's if you study it closer, it is quite problematic, because like if you look high risk, which requires this certification of these systems, it is almost anything that makes money, like public sector, education, employment, critical infrastructure, anything. And then your limited risk is, funny enough, deep fakes and all sorts of those things, chatbots. So in that sense, there is at least most of people which I speak like have kind of like that there is a lot of room for improvement, and we are all waiting for towards the end of the year some guidelines changes in that structure. And I'm just thinking like do Estonian government officials also think about it? Do they want to stay competitive or just comply with these things?
It's a good question. So as the mostly like AI adoption on a wide scale is beyond real-time economy and like beyond more my domain, so I think I couldn't provide you the very official response. Yes, but concerning the regulation of AI, so as I said, like it is more. Maybe it is more my personal opinion. So at the first step of the adoption, so the regulation should be flexible. Like as I see, we do not really maybe understand the thing that we are dealing with and all the opportunities and the capabilities of the AI. And as I see how many people, so despite whether these the just simple citizens or businesses or we in the public tenants, how we are using AI, so mostly we use it
for like, personal production.
Yeah, for personal, for the texts, maybe to some to make some summaries or to structure some texts and so on. So mostly it is text, and also the transcriptions. Making notes and so on, really like really easy things that that also take time from people when they can help to reduce the time they spend on the making notes and so on. This is really helpful, but I think that the power of AI can be used in the other sectors, in pharmacy. So I saw that some companies and some biotech companies are trying to use AI to match the molecules.
Yeah, sure. Like there was first of all like a Nobel Prize last year on AlphaFold protein folding AI models, which basically the difference is before to do the experiment manually it took like 6 months, cost 100,000 euros. Now you can do for free in 1 minute, so kind of difference. And there's a lot of things. I believe that AI goes way beyond just ChatGPT or just some personal use. And that's why especially it is important that government officials think and talk and discuss with experts and not be just scared of this thing. And because like if you remember some time ago in Baltics we did had one of the fastest internet in the world, right? And there was nobody talking like let's ban 5G towers or let's ban like a fiber optic internet or something. It is risky or some high risk. So it's let's hope that that somebody hears this and there is this balance, as you say. Then maybe let's take some reflections on on some of the events in regards to AI and data which happening in the world. Like, for example, I just recently read that there were some fictitious authors being even cited in Wired and Business Insider, huge journals, and then they found out that this was just like an experiment where basically somebody generated high quality articles which people even liked and so on, and it was fully generated, and even to extent that references were not real and the events were not real, everything was not real there. And they still got published somehow in these, republished in these prestigious websites. So what's your take on this? Like, have you seen already something like that in Estonia where somebody generates content which is totally ingenuine, and should just citizens be educated to do this, or the government should do something also there?
In Estonian media, I haven't noticed something like that. However, as I know that students use AI a lot when they're writing or their thesis, and this is an issue for the universities. But as I understand, so mostly they can recognize whether the AI or
just to give a comment on that, like this is the cheap students basically. If they would be smart enough, they would just put the like buy some subscriptions, and then statistically these high quality models, these plagiate systems and others really cannot really detect. It is statistically indistinguishable from human. So I don't think this is a technical solution how to solve this kind of issue, but I definitely agree that there should be process change. I also work closely with the largest university here in Latvia, one of the largest in Baltics, the RTU, and we do plan to change the process how we do the studies. As you say, the data shows like summer starts, the ChatGPT usage drops 70%. Imagine like this, like the most users actually are not business. They're students which take advantage of old educational system. So there is definitely a very important point to what you're saying. But how much of this should be left to the organization, citizens, or government should do something there? What do you think?
First of all, I think that from the government perspective, we shouldn't like prohibit everything. But I think we should more invest on education. I think first of all, AI came here to stay with us. It won't disappear. So we have to educate people how to work with that. And from already starting from school. So because the fact is that the students at schools, they are already using it.
Sure.
Yes. So
cannot ignore this, like, you know.
Yes. Why you should ignore if you can benefit from it and make your life easier. And also the people should be more aware of that, of the possibilities, and also to maybe investigate themselves and to be aware of the fakes. And so I think now it's not in place, but from the future perspective, so these materials which are generated with fully with AI, I don't mean that if like article which is written by a journalist, but maybe he used the AI to make it like some text improvements. So I think this shouldn't be marked as AI, but the content which is fully generated with AI should be marked that it's AI, or videos that make like which are.
But if the journalist just changed a few words, you know, two words in
it's also some kind of a gray area. I can agree with that, but we should still leave the space for creativity and for the Yeah, for first of all, for the people's creativity. And AI is really good tool, especially when you're dealing with the text. But if these are your personal thoughts, so the copyright should stay with you. So
yeah, the copyright is a hot topic now. And then this summer in America, in congressional hearings, they had large hearings with Meta, where they do the large language models, and they have been using Genesis library, which is like a gray area library where basically lots of books of original authors you can access for free, and like dozens, like millions, I think. And then they openly in the chat stated that they will use these libraries without author's consent and so on. So that made kind of headlines. And then also here in Europe, Hungary, there is a lawsuit going on where authors have sued Google for recognizing that the book content, one word by word, is inside the models, and nobody paid them for that content. So the how you see the government's role on regulating these copyright issues, because now all sorts of AI risks are very foggy. You cannot really estimate them, many of them, but the copyright issue is something where you can really estimate the losses. So do you see any ways how government has helped there?
Well, first of all, government can help with the regulation, but the regulation should be really careful and also to have the flexibility. For sure, the information that AI uses, and anyway, we generate a lot of new information and new data, and that AI should use. Well, AI is also developing, and but there should be a regulation about which data is used by AI. If there's for example, a book which is written by the author, and it was written by themselves genuinely. So, and if this data is used for the training the model, then I think they should be paid. But regulation.
It's not that easy to know.
It's not that easy, and I think it's like more a subject for discussions between the government agencies and the businesses and these AI developers as well.
But there is a part of real-time economy as well. Like at least in my mind, like if there would be tracking of some kind of information exchange within the models and users, and it might not be exactly. It might be as well in some part on the Estonian infrastructure, but in general, you need to somehow estimate how much the content is being used. You know, like it is not as easy as in the radio where you just play a song, and if my song gets played, I get some percentage of something, but. No, if it's generated, it is not that easy.
Yes, I agree with that. It's not that easy, and the AI topic is not easy at all, as it is really new. And I think we are at the experimental level, how we can use the AI in our maybe daily routines. Some people use it as like a physical trainer, training coach, and nutritionist, whatever. They are different. Really different ways how to use. Me personally, I also use in my daily work, as we have really a lot of texts and and also some new directives that are coming that you have to evaluate. So so it's really a lot. And here the AI is a power tool. To help to reduce the time and to make more maybe there will be, maybe from the future perspective, there will be more like specific AIs. So we also now see that there are some specific AIs for the videos and for maybe for the PowerPoint slides, and very, very like different many, and for some for transcriptions and making notes. I think there will be more different applications and more specific applications, maybe for medicine, for the doctors, that could help them to maybe better diagnose some complicated cases. And if and these models that are very specifically used in a specific sector, apparently they shouldn't be used on the wide scale, shouldn't be available for all the people. And maybe the doctors who are using these very specific models, maybe that are trained from researchers and the other data, so the researchers can get paid for that the model was trained from this model, and also the doctors are paying maybe monthly subscriptions or something like that. So maybe some kind of also the new business models. I think
it could be also done even on not only the small scale but large scale. Imagine that if any of these large language model or large foundational model providers started introducing some kind of fair pay situation where authors can offer high quality content and get paid for that, imagine what would that do? Like basically, of course, it is huge expenses for the model creator, but also they could access much more high quality data on much larger scale, on much more consistency, and basically they could even build something that is 10x better than anything on the market. So there's different ways how to. Maybe at the end it will just be, as you mentioned a couple of times, the free market. Maybe will fix this. We'll see.
And also, so maybe like at the moment, so AI is booming. Everyone who has like some kind of some level of digital literacy is trying to use it, is experimenting and making different prompts and see how it works, and with the information that they get. Of course, I think in the media is also trying and experimenting, so how they use it and generate the content and so on. And now there is a lot of content which is generated by AI. But maybe from the future perspective, we start to value more the content that is generated by humans.
Might be. It's the time will tell. It is difficult to see how it went, but like from my personal experience and probably from yours as well, like with these tools, it sometimes even doesn't make the work less. It's what you actually do. You might even work more, but it's higher quality output, basically.
Yes, and maybe we as users of this content will be ready to pay more for the content which is generated genuinely by humans.
But high quality.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I agree on that. So towards the end, let's do some shorter, fun questions. Hopefully they will work. So don't need to think too much of them. We'll see which ones are fun. Okay, what's the most Estonian trait or way how they behave in public leaders?
I think I would say calm and efficient.
Good. So if there would be a Ministry of Fun, what would be the rule number one?
Rule number one. The first idea, maybe there should be some kind of a policy that you should smile every day.
Oh, smile. I like it.
Maybe, I don't know, some kind of gamification should be involved in some kind of your processes. As for me, the public procurement is a struggle. So if we could add some kind of gamification
into public service, that's fun. If you could change places with other government official or public servant, like for one day, which one you want to try out?
Maybe some kind of a police investigator, maybe. Yeah, because it's also when people talking about the police, so the investigations are very offer a lot of interest, maybe from the series like CSI, something. But the most people say, and the policemen say, so it doesn't look like that. But still, I think it could be interesting to see how the way of thinking, where they start, and something happens, and how to start to investigate it, and to put the things, like really small things together into something bigger, and maybe finding the suspect.
You sometimes read also about these cases where, like I think either in America or somewhere, there was a nurse working in hospital for years, and discovered that she was not actually qualified. But this is a nice thought experiment to change places. So what secretly runs the government? Coffee, calendar, or complaints? Or maybe something else.
First of all, calendars. Calendars. I don't know, because I was working in the public sector in the ministry for 1.5 years, and I'm initially coming from private sector. So while working in private sector, my calendar was not that full, and didn't fill in with so high speed.
Wow.
I would say. So the calendars and the managing your time I would say, is the top one thing.
Yeah.
And also coffee. So.
If people could rate Estonian public services like car ride sharing, like for the 5 stars, what do you think? What would be the rating?
Oh.
5 stars.
The 5 stars definitely is the aim, and of course I would like to get the 5 stars. Of course, there are different people, they have different needs, maybe, and if we are talking maybe from citizen perspective, as you know, for the physical persons, so the tax declaration process is really automated. I think all of them would put 5 on that. But there are also services that not that good, and we have a lot of space for development. And I think like one day we will reach the point and where we get the 5 stars.
If Bureaucracy would be an app, what would loading say there?
It's just say loading, I think.
Loading forever without the percentage.
Or maybe you should install one app, then another app, and go between these apps on I don't know, for forever.
Then you forgot what you wanted to do. Which government process or public service process should have a large button skip intro?
I think auto reporting.
And which process should have auto fill-in, like where you automatically fill things?
I also mentioned the tax declaration for physical persons, and it's already there.
If government procurement process would be a video game, at which level people get stuck?
Normally we get stuck already at the
first level.
First level, when we start to compose the technical description, because the issue of the public procurement is that you should really write down very, very exactly what you need to buy, and then to evaluate the offerings against your conditions. And if you missed something. So sometimes some tiny thing can turn into a really big problem. So as I was on both sides, now on government side and before that on the business side.
Now you make problems to others.
Yeah, I always think that how to make this process easier, maybe not to write down very complicated conditions, but also we have other limitations, and
you need to work on real laws, regulations. This makes it difficult. But okay, what legacy technology you still like and use, like floppy disks, like clocks? I don't know,
maybe printers.
Printers, yeah, that is interesting one. Not many printed documents often. Or you'd still have a lot.
Sometimes we still need to print out some documents, or if we are talking about the projects and the paperwork in Estonia. So internal. So this is mostly electronic. But if we are talking about the other international projects, for example, where some countries still use paper, and for that we have to print out, sign by pen, and then scan.
Old friend printer. Yeah. So what's the strangest thing you've seen somebody digitalizing? Because you need to digitalize stuff, right?
Yes, and this is a very good point. So the digitalization shouldn't be the aim itself. So if you digitalize something, so you understand why you do this and what benefits you can get out of that. So maybe, as you know, so 100% of the Estonian public services are digitalized. So from last year until last year, there was one service that wasn't digitalized. That was a divorce. So now you can divorce electronically as well.
Digitalizing divorce.
Yes, and before that the marriage application was digitalized, and I don't know, but apparently, so this kind of events are not happening on the daily basis, and for some people, so the feedback was that why I have to digitally make the marriage application. So it's some kind of a tradition to go somewhere, and some kind of maybe more to give more importance to that.
You can get married in the portal.
I think that people still want to share their major life events with their families and the relatives and the friends. So I think that I do not really think that it will be happening, that people will get married that way.
If AI would look at your calendar, what surprising thing it would find there?
I think, first of all, it could get shocked. Yeah, because as I told, so our calendars are very, very tight, but maybe
too busy.
It's too busy, and I think so. It's also advice to myself right now, maybe to find more time for some rest, maybe
right.
That.
So, and then on that note, which task would you like to give AI away and don't miss?
If to be honest, all the procurement.
Procurement, that is.
But because first of all, you have to write down the technical description and all the conditions and how you evaluate the offerings and so on. And after you receive them, you have to check everything, whether they meet all the conditions.
That's actually very doable with AI. So great.
We are thinking. By the way, we made some internal tests to make the procurement agents. We need to do some more work and prompting and so on. But I think it's a good way, and I don't know of the final quality, or whether we can 100% trust the AI in terms of the evaluation process. But yeah, there is a lot of improvements.
Yes, sure. And at the end, last one, what keeps you optimistic and motivated?
First of all, I really see how the technology and digitalizing can help people to avoid manual work, and how to use their time more effectively. And also, this is some kind of my inner mission, as previously I was working with the e-invoicing solutions. And when you work with the end customers so closely, and when they start using the solution, and when they, oh wow, cool, now our invoices don't get lost or something, and so this is a really good motivation to see how people adopt the solutions, and how the technology makes their life better. And I do believe that we will get to the point that reporting won't be an issue anymore, at least in Estonia. And I do believe in technology, and I do believe that we as human beings will get the most of it for good.
Yep. Really nice direction. So happy to talk to you, Viktoria. It was nice talking to you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. As a gratitude for our work, subscribe, share, and see you in the next one. Thank you.